What is going on, everybody? This is Andrew from DeFiancy. So today I want to talk about Bitcoin and compare it from a market structure standpoint, really from a chart standpoint, to Ethereum. Talk a little bit about the narratives right now in the markets and finish off talking a little bit about DeFi. So I'm actually showing you the Bitcoin chart on the left and Ethereum on the right. And I want you guys to notice something here. So structurally, they were, Bitcoin and Ethereum were following really the same pattern. You had a huge sell-off, a bit of accumulation ranging on both. Okay, both of them were below the 200-day moving average. But something interesting happened when ETH broke out. When ETH broke the top of its range, it basically hasn't stopped yet. It didn't really have a pullback the other day. As you could see, there was accumulation here. Notice how it just there's like a U. That's showing you that people were there saying, I want to buy. When you see a U pattern like this, it's typically bullish. It means people didn't allow it to go down. That didn't really happen in the same way. Although it is happening right now, it didn't quite happen in the same way in terms of the order flow. And look, these assets are decoupled right now. Bitcoin is roughly, 6% right now above its range high. Look at ETH. ETH is 30% above its range high. Well, we know why this is the case, and it's because of the merge. Okay, let's talk about the merge here. And I want to talk about why this is significant. We've talked a lot about this. I mean, at DeFiancy, when we do consultations, we talk a lot about Ethereum. Actually, to be honest with you, I don't talk that much about Ethereum on this channel because, or as much as I probably should, because I don't want people to think that we're Ethereum or Ether maximalists. But in a way we kind of are. I mean, I don't want to go that strong to say that, but it's a kind of a strong statement. I mean, I believe in other blockchains and I'm open-minded. Like ultimately, I'm a profit maximalist because I'm a trader. But I've always said that Ethereum is the core of crypto and has been really since 2020. And the reason is DeFi and NFTs and DAOs. And all of these other things that are built on top of Ethereum that inevitably create value for Ether, the token. Why does it create value for Ether, the token? And this is going to be the narrative as we approach the merge, that the supply of Ether is going to be deflationary, most likely. And so this is just a completely different type of cryptocurrency, Ether. And this is why I believe that Ether at some point, and it's happening right now, but over the long term, will decouple from the rest of the market because it is in a unique space. It has a certain set of properties that make it completely unique. Okay. It's basically, and I know a lot of Bitcoin maximalists will really not like this statement, but it is a better Bitcoin from a monetary supply standpoint. Now, some people will say that it isn't because they don't believe that it's going to have enough stakers plus enough of economic activity on top to keep it in a deflationary state. But I've looked at the numbers, okay? And maybe we'll go into this another time because I want to make this video brief. But Ethereum is most likely going to be deflationary for most of it, basically most of the next year and going forward. Okay. Or most of the rest of this year going forward, right? Because the merge is happening in September. This really does change the situation in crypto because now we have a narrative. So this is why ETH is not pulling back, because people realize that it's likely to go higher with the merge. This is the biggest event in crypto that we've ever had. Bitcoin has had some small updates that were pretty bullish. This is on a whole nother level because it completely changes ETH's economic state, meaning it's going to be deflationary, most likely, and you're having a triple halving in the reduction in the issuance of new Ether tokens. So we know what happens to Bitcoin when it has a halving, right? Well, this is a triple halving. And you're going to see a lot of hype as we approach the merge. So this is why people are getting in, and they're really FOMOing in at this point. I would say be careful. Don't get me wrong. I love Ether. I think it can go higher, but you are approaching significant resistance. This was significant support for a few weeks. So it's not likely just to break that very easily, okay? So I do think that you will have time to accumulate. All right, not financial advice, but this is a really big move, and it's overextended at this point. Okay, let's talk a little bit about DeFi. And this is really what I want people to focus on, and maybe over the next few weeks is, we know that ETH is going to keep pumping. Likely, I do think it will probably come down, but as we approach the merge, you probably have consistent buying pressure. Okay, I'm not going to put a price target on it, but clearly the demand is there, right? Well, what's going to follow? What is going to follow Ether? Well, some of the other layer ones have followed it pretty well. Solana, Avalanche, etc. But that actually doesn't really make all that much sense, other than, well, if Ethereum is successful, then Avalanche will be successful. I mean, I get why people are buying in, but really what I think people should look at in terms of plays that will eventually couple back with Ether are these DeFi tokens, because this is the economic layer of Ethereum. So this is the app layer. Ethereum is the network. It is the highway system. It is the roads, the plumbing, the electricity, so to speak. Whereas DeFi is the shops, right? It's the stores in the city. So Ethereum is like, it is basically the foundation of the city, and here are the buildings. And I do believe that you're going to see some massive moves during the merge with these assets. In fact, I'm more bullish on these maybe in the short term, or not the short term, but the medium term, I guess it's medium term, before and after the merge, although it's not going to be long after the merge before you have a significant pullback in Ether, in my opinion. But these will probably couple, and they could have really explosive moves, okay? Now, I'm not saying that this is fundamentally sound advice. All right, so this isn't advice, but I'm not saying this is fundamentally logical, because these assets are nowhere near the level of Ethereum. But it's a narrative, right? And people are going to want, what's the next closest thing, or what's something that's going to be correlated with the high beta, which means basically it will move higher than Ethereum as it moves up. Probably these tokens, because at some point ETH will get a little bit saturated, and I think you're going to have increased interest in DeFi, NFTs, and everything Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum really is the industry as we know it, so a lot of this should be very interesting to watch. In particular, I like Aave, okay, for this potential ETH run. Compound, Maker, Uniswap, really all of them. Okay, and there's some smaller ones on here that I really like as well, that are, I think, completely undervalued if I can find them. Well, I'll have to show it to you in another video, but DopeX is one that I think is a hidden gem. It's an options platform. Let me see if I can find that. This is one I really want to keep an eye on because it's very small and it does a lot. And actually has very good tokenomics and just a very good system in terms of incentives for people to use the platform. Let me turn this. Can't stand when these screens are white. Okay, DopeX. I want to talk more about these tokens and stuff for the next few videos. So it's up 11.5%. This is one people really need to keep an eye on. because it is very, very, very undervalued. And in fact, as I'm looking at it right now, I'm shocked how undervalued this is. So its market cap is 53 million. Wow. And it does a lot. It is a decentralized options platform. Keep an eye on this one, guys. Hidden gem, hidden gem. And as we can see here, DeFi is just kind of flat. I'm really sensing a big move here. I think this is going to go parabolic. I think you're going to have a renewed interest in DeFi as we approach the merge. And I'm really looking forward to this. Although it's already starting to ramp up a little bit, looks like it's up. The DeFi Pulse Index, which is a conglomeration of some of these tokens here, is up 7%. So that's pretty good. Anyway, guys, that's all I really want to cover this morning. Until next time, happy hunting, friends.